With Rob Lewis, Brent Hubbs, VolQuest.com. A little fast break. Tennessee rallies from 10 down in the second half to beat Kentucky 82-71. Rob Lewis Volunteers outscore Kentucky 34-13 down the stretch, and the freshman showed up big time.
Yeah, I mean, this is – I think it was by necessity. I don't necessarily feel like, this was Rick's design tonight to go through them. But after watching this tonight, if you don't think that Tennessee needs to run their offense through Jaden Springer and Keon Johnson rather than John Fulkerson, we just can't have a discussion about basketball.
Yeah, they were absolutely outstanding. Keon Johnson and Springer both. I mean, they both were terrific when you talk about Johnson with 27, Springer with 23. But Rob, for the longest time, this team wasn't going anywhere. It looked like down 10 to Kentucky. Kentucky was shooting the ball well. What flipped? What got it going in the second half for Tennessee besides Keon Johnson trying to get to the rim?
Oh man, I have to. To me, it was like it was stringing together stops. Now, whether you want to feel like Kentucky got a little sloppy, or Tennessee really cranked it up on defense there, but it's 58-48 with 12 minutes left, and then Kentucky just the offense kind of vanishes. I mean, they get 13 points the rest of the way. Tennessee stopped giving them anything easy. Some shots that were, I think Kentucky's not a great 3-point shooting team. They were knocking a few of those down in the early going. So to me, it was you mentioned Keon. I mean, that's the obvious part. He and Jaden just kind of taking over, and but stringing together some stops, because if you let Kentucky score 42 in the second half like they did the first, all Keon's offense, doesn't really matter.
How big is this one for Tennessee? And I mean, to do it on the road, I know Kentucky's struggling, but to find a way to win in the second half, close out a game, how potentially big is this for Tennessee to kind of maybe try to find some footing offensively particularly with Fulkerson seemingly, I know he had foul trouble tonight, but I mean, offense is just fading for him right now. How big is it that they scored 82 points and won a game where he was a non-factor?
I think it's big. And again, I'm repeating myself, but to me, if I'm Rick Barnes, I just don't know how you don't look at this tape and feel like this is a blueprint for how we've got to play basketball, going forward. Just, I don't understand how you can come to any other conclusion. In terms of being big, I mean, the win's big, but to me, avoiding the loss was even bigger, if that makes any sense. I mean, you lose this one, you've lost 2 in a row, and you've got a week coming up where you play Florida at home and at LSU. Those aren't 2 laydowns. I mean, you could really legit, have been talking about a 4-game losing streak in conference if you don't get it done tonight. And, at that point in time, Tennessee goes from a team 3 weeks ago that people are saying, man, they're just right behind Gonzaga and Baylor, to being a team that, is in there with, that is no longer going to the NCAA tournament even. So, from that standpoint, it was large, and I think it's got to give Tennessee confidence. I mean, I think that, you can talk about winning with defense and grinding it out, but, scoring, averaging, I think it was 56 points a game. If you throw Kansas out, Tennessee's last 4 SEC games are averaging 56 points. And I think that wears on you as a team, as players. And to just blow up like you did tonight, I mean, I think that was fun for them. I think that they'll get confidence from that. I'll be surprised if you don't see it carry over.
Will be interesting to see how this team performs moving forward. Tennessee's 2 freshmen, Keon Johnson and Jaden Springer, look like Kentucky freshmen tonight in terms of
they were sensational.
And the thing that surprised me about them as we wrap it up here, Rob, I thought their shot selection was outstanding. I didn't think anything was forced. I mean, Keon was feeling it, but it wasn't like he was settling for, drifting 3-point shots or something. I mean, it was 15-footer after 15-footer. I thought their shot selection was outstanding.
Just about everything. If you go back and look at that, just about everything they took tonight was going to the basket, going at the basket. And between them, they took 33 shots. And that's, I didn't think we'd ever see that this season, not the way that Tennessee's been playing, but to me, they get 30+ combined a lot more nights going forward if it was up to me.
And Tennessee gets it tonight, and they get the win 82-71 over Kentucky. That's going to do it for this edition of The Fast Break. For Rob Lewis, I'm Brent Hubbs.